Hello and welcome to the next ReeVlog. I'm in a field, yes I am. So, what am I doing in a field at 10 to 7 in the morning on a Sunday? Go for a walk. I'm a little concerned actually, as I went to my mother's this morning a little bit earlier than usual, but I couldn't see her. She's usually up by now, by then even, but she was not. So, alas, I thought to myself, well, rather than accidentally wake anyone up, go for a walk. So I'm now going on my walk, just about to start the return stretch, even though I could go for a lovely walk all the way around this field, which is actually a very nice walk, provided you don't fall into any little trenches, step in any poo, that sort of thing. But, no, I'm going to do the return journey now, because I usually arrive sometime between 7 and 8, so should know to expect me for then, even though I did say I was going to be a little bit early when I last spoke to her. But yeah, should hopefully be up. That'll be good, and I can get on with my day. But this is a ReeVlog, this isn't just me talking about that small thing. Oh no, these are about daily life, ongoing life, plans, things that have occurred, etc. So, things that have occurred. Insomnia is well back, mate. It is crack-a-lackin'. Was mucho tired yesterday at like 3 p.m. and I was able to get to sleep sometime around 11, I think. Last time I checked the clock, it was just after 10 at night. Ugh, gross. And I was able to check that because someone asked me to go to the pub. They were evidently drunk, and I was like, I'm already in bed. I wish I was asleep, but have fun. Now, other updates. Went through some Kung Fu yesterday with my instructor, and that was great, and I need to do that more, because the sessions that we do every Wednesday, until recently, I'd been there more often than him this year, and I've been absent more often than any other year this year, due to the whole chronic fatigue stuff, which I told him about yesterday, so I've got that one to him now. Then I have new water bottles, new earphones, you can see one there, wow. Yes, I've done my Christmas shopping, apart from for my mother, because she's a pain to buy for. I'm currently thinking I may get her a plant, because she keeps pointing out plants that she likes whenever we go for a walk to the shop on a Sunday morning. There's some of the poo to not stand in. And now what I need to do is see whether I can find the name of one and how expensive they are, because my original plan was to get her a kettle, as she has been asking, well, not asking, but proclaiming her desire for a kettle like the one we used to have where I grew up for a while now. But the issue with that being, they are £86, and I just don't have that kind of money. I am out of my overdraft, but that was through the fact the bank sent me a letter saying, you've been in your overdraft for quite a while, you're not meant to be in it for that long, is everything okay? So I transferred money from the bills account to that account, knowing that I can always transfer it back again if I have to, in the event of the service charge I've got to pay for the flat being more than I expect, or anything unexpected otherwise cropping up. Yeah, so that's good, but that does mean that I'm still in the low fund zone, and I hope the wind isn't going to be catching up too much on the microphone. I think it'll be using the one in the earbud, but I'm not sure. This is an excellent place to do skipping, by the way. Over there is where I used to run to, where I lived around here, and then do skipping. Good stuff. Now, what else? What else have we got going on? Yes, Kung Fu. Went through some of my stuff, and I realised that the syllabus is deceiving with how little is on it. There's actually a lot more to be covered. So, for example, there is breakouts. This is the thing we were going through yesterday, and we had the issue, well, I had the issue that I was like, oh yeah, no, front collar grab, so when they do that, like, type deal. Yeah, I know that one. Turns out there's like 5, and you just don't learn most of them until later on. Great. Wasn't told that at all. Does not indicate that in the slightest on the syllabus. It says traditional and practical. So I was like, okay, I know one of them. I don't know the other one. No, there's lots of practical and 1 traditional. Yeah, so I've got to know all of those, so I need to memorize those, and that is likely the case for almost all of the breakouts. And for this belt I have to do breakouts from side headlock, full Nelson, single front collar grab, double front collar grab, double front strangle, armbar, plow, backhammer, cross wrist grab, double wrist grab being where they reach across and grab your wrists with each of their hands, and it is same side, so not going across but straight forwards. And that is assuming your wrists are down like that rather than being like up here, because then I imagine the technique would be rather different, though largely the same principles would probably apply. I may have more. They're just the ones I remembered off the top of my head. And yeah, if there's going to be 5 for each of them rather than 1 or 2, that does make it a little bit harder, a little bit more work. I can see why this is a higher grade, because a lot of them I had covered in part before. I was thinking, okay, now, like with some other things I've done, it's on the grade again, but I just need to be better at it. I need to show that not only do I know it, but I understand it, I've incorporated it into my body. I can do it properly, rather than just showing, I understand what I meant to do, and I'm trying to do it. It is, I understand what I meant to do, and that is what I am doing. I'm capable of doing it. Sticky hands is going to be a problem with that one, but we're not going to talk about sticky hands here on YouTube. No, it's not that kind of sticky hands, but yeah. Otherwise, I am attempting to get back to doing D&D. I've missed it dearly. Speaking of which, I've done some artwork for my D&D character for the in-person one that I'll be travelling to in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited for that. I'm still finishing off the artwork, but I've come most of the way, which is good. And yeah, the weekday sessions in the evenings, in theory I shouldn't have any more van days coming up. In theory. You never know, people with illness and stuff. I am holiday relief, effectively. But hopefully I won't have any more van days. And with the insomnia coming back, I'm hoping that means the chronic fatigue is going. Friday was a very high fatigue day. I didn't do anything strenuous. I got a reasonable amount of sleep the night before, especially compared to what I'm used to getting prior to the chronic fatigue. And I was just done. By probably 11 in the morning, I was literally teetering whilst I was at my standing desk, and I was like trying to not feel pain by just the act of having my eyes open and letting information come into my brain. I finished the work day because I'm hard like that, but I probably shouldn't have. My doctor told me not to push myself too hard, only exercise at most 4 times a week, but then the next week would have to be 3 because I can't exercise 2 days in a row. Now, that's not actually what I do. I do skipping Monday to Friday, and then I have usually got Saturday off, and I want to do running as well, Monday to Friday, and then I've got a client Sunday, but I don't have much exercise myself on the Sunday. It's usually just Wednesdays with the Kung Fu that I have a lot of exercise, but I won't the next couple of weeks because I'm taking the class. I need to cut some hair. Yeah, so hopefully chronic fatigue's going, at which point I will then be able to have the energy to actually participate in D&D, because as it is, I just don't. I just need to sleep. It's terrible. But yeah, at that point, that'll be good. Running will also be good. I've done it 3 times in the 4 weeks that I have told myself that I'm going to try and do it most mornings, not every morning, but most weekday mornings at least. 3 out of 4 isn't bad. 3 out of 4 lots of 7, well, 4 lots of 5, so 3 out of 20 is quite bad, especially considering the other one was yesterday as a warm-up for Kung Fu with the instructor. Anyway, I'm gonna go head off, see my mum, hopefully she's awake and everything's okay. If not, then I don't know, but we'll see. Deal with that when we get there. Regardless, I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop. Goodbye.